I Understand.
Hormones are our body's chemical messengers. They are made by endocrine glands, which are groups of cells that make these hormones and release them directly into the bloodstream. Hormones travel into the bloodstream to target tissues or organs. They reach cells and affect their functions either by stimulating or suppressing them. Hormones work to affect many different processes, including growth, metabolism, how your body gets energy from food, sexual functions, reproduction, feelings, and mood. Hormones are very powerful chemicals. It takes only a tiny amount of them to cause big changes in cells. So if you have too much or too little of a certain hormone, it can cause you serious problems. We can measure hormone levels in the blood, urine, or saliva. So let's have a quick look at the endocrine system, which includes the endocrine glands, the hormones they make, and their functions. The main endocrine glands include the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, the hypothalamus, the thyroid gland, the parathyroid glands, the thymus, the pancreas, the adrenal glands, the ovaries in the female, and the testes in the male. So let's have a look at the hormones from the endocrine glands. First off, the hypothalamus, which is actually the boss of the endocrine glands. The hormones from the hypothalamus regulate functions such as temperature regulation, thirst, hunger, sleep, mood, sex drive, and the release of other hormones within the body. The hypothalamus uses a set point to regulate the body's systems. It is set to a certain electrolyte and fluid balance, body temperature, blood pressure, and body weight. It receives inputs from the body and makes the needed changes if anything differentiates from the set point. And then it will bring everything back to that set point. But it's important to mention here that extreme stress can harm the functions of the hypothalamus. The hormones that the hypothalamus produces are the thyrotropin-releasing hormone, which stimulates the secretion of thyroid-stimulating hormone, and prolactin. There's the corticotropin-releasing hormone, which triggers the release of ACTH. There's the growth hormone-releasing hormone, which triggers the release of the growth hormone. There is the growth hormone inhibitory hormone, somatostatin. It inhibits the growth hormone secretion. The gonadotropin-releasing hormone triggers the release of luteinizing hormone and follicle-stimulating hormone. There is the dopamine or prolactin inhibiting factor, which inhibits the prolactin secretion. The pituitary gland can be divided into anterior and posterior gland. The hormones secreted by the anterior pituitary gland are adrenal corticotropic hormone, ACTH, which stimulates the synthesis and secretion of adrenal cortical hormones, cortisol, androgens, and aldosterone. The follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH, in women, it stimulates the growth of the ovarian follicle. In men, it stimulates the maturation of sperm and testes. The growth hormone stimulates the synthesis of proteins and growth of cells and tissues. It makes you grow taller. The luteinizing hormone, in women, stimulates ovulation, formation of corpus luteum, and production of estrogen and progesterone. In men, it stimulates the testes and production of testosterone. The prolactin promotes the development of breasts in women and milk production and secretion. Stimulates the synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormones, which are thyroxine and triiodothyronine. The posterior pituitary gland, or neurohypophysis, secretes the antidiuretic hormone, or vasopressin, which stimulates the reabsorption of water from urine in the kidneys. It helps keep your body water content and causes vasoconstriction, which means blood vessels becoming narrower. Both the retention of water and vasoconstriction increases the blood pressure. The oxytocin stimulates the secretion of milk from the breasts and stimulates uterine contractions. We have the pineal gland. It secretes melatonin, which regulates our sleep. The thyroid makes the thyroxine, T4, and triiodothyronine, which increase the body's metabolic rate. It helps us burn food and get energy from it. The calcitonin promotes calcium deposition in the bones, so it takes calcium from the blood to the bones, lowering the blood calcium levels. The parathyroid glands make the parathyroid hormone, which increases the calcium absorption from the gastrointestinal tract. It also triggers the release of calcium from the bones. These two effects increase the calcium concentration in the blood. We have the adrenal cortex, which makes cortisol. Cortisol has anti-inflammatory effects. It prevents inflammations in the body. The aldosterone regulates the concentration of essential electrolytes in the body. The adrenal medulla makes epinephrine or adrenaline and norepinephrine or noradrenaline. We call those the fight or flight hormones. The pancreas makes insulin, which acts on the cells to increase glucose uptake from the blood. The glucagon promotes the release of stored glucose from the liver and production of glucose if necessary. The testes make testosterone, which is for the sexual functions of men. The ovaries make estrogen, which increases the growth and development of the female genitals. Female genitals mean the sexual organs, including the breasts. Also, they are responsible for the sexual characteristics of women. We have the progesterone, which is the pregnancy hormone. It promotes the changes in the uterus and fallopian tubes in preparation of pregnancy. It also stimulates the development of milk production tissue in the breast, but does not stimulate the actual breast milk production. The following tissues and organs in the body also produce and secrete hormones, but are not considered endocrine glands. The adipocytes or fat cells produce leptin. The heart produces the atrial natriuretic peptide. The kidney produces renin, calcitriol, or vitamin D3, erythropoietin, or EPO. The placenta makes human chorionic gonadotropin hormone, the human somatomammotropin hormone, estrogen, progesterone. The stomach makes gastrin. The small intestine makes secretin and cholecystokinin. Follow iUnderstand.tv to know more about the endocrine system. All the best. This video contains general information about medical conditions. The content might not be suitable for everyone and should not be treated as such. Always consult your doctor before using medications. The medical information is provided without any warranties or legal obligations to those who might apply them.